Let me just tell you this, the person you see right now is not who I always was. I have been a work in progress for 57 years. I know you can't believe it. But I have been changed over the years. I'm going to try to share with you what I've learned in my lifetime. All the difficulties, all the ups and downs, all the mistakes, everything I've learned from it. I'm gonna just put it in a condensed package. The most of what I learned was from my father, who had no education at all. My daddy had a third grade education. Smartest man I ever met in my life. I kid you not. If it wasn't for him, I'm not standing here today. So the trip I'm gonna take you on is to show you how I got to where I am. Through all the hardships, the failures, I was homeless. I lived in my car for 3 years, from age 30 to 33. Don't nobody know all of this. So the person you see on this end right now, it was a trip for me. It was a total and complete journey. 6th grade now, 1968, I'm 10. They sitting up there and people started standing up. Brenda wants to be a doctor. Larry wants to be a lawyer. So I stood up and I'm thinking to myself, now this is a gold star moment right here. Oh yeah, this is the day I've been waiting on. I'm gonna get recognized for the brilliant cat that I am. And it's no doubt in their mind now who the star student of this school is, because I done put something on my paper that was unbelievable. Because nobody had wrote on their paper, I want to be on TV. I get up in front of the class, she said, what did you write on your paper? This is big. I said, I want to be on TV. She said, why did you write that on your paper? I said, because that was our assignment for today. She said, and what made you think you could write such a thing on your paper? I said, okay, obviously, this is not the proper tone to be talking to when you about to give me a gold star. She said, who do you know on TV? I said, nobody. She said, anybody in this school ever been on TV? I said, no, ma'am. She said, anybody in your neighborhood ever been on TV? I said, no, ma'am. She said, well, what makes you think you can be on TV? And she crushed me. I said, I don't know, but that's what I want to do. She said, I'm going to call your house and I'm going to tell your mother that you're a smart aleck. So when I got home, she on the front porch. And she said, what did you do up at that school? I said, well, Mama, I just did what she asked me to do. She asked me what I wanted to be. I wrote, I want to be on TV. She said, why did you write that on the paper? I said, because Mama, that's what I want to be. She said, when your daddy get home, I'm going to tell him you've been up at the school being a smart aleck. So he comes home, he takes his bath, and he's reading the paper, and afterwards, he said, boy, come in here. He said, what is this your mama telling me you did up at the school? And she's standing there. Tell him what you did. And I said, I wrote on a piece of paper, I want to be on TV. He said, what you do that for? I said, because that's what the teacher asked us, Daddy, what we wanted to be. She said, and you being up there being smart, he gonna put a smart answer, he want to be on TV. My father looked at me and said, well, what's wrong with that? I said, okay. She was going, well, Slick, he gotta be more reasonable like the teacher said. He said, well, Bill, that don't make no sense. That's what the boy want to be. She said, he can't do what he want to do. Got to do like teacher say. He said, boy, go in your rooms. Come in the room a little bit later on. He said, boy, what you write on your paper? I said, I want to be on TV. He said, well, what she want you to put on the paper? I said, I don't know, Daddy, like a policeman or a ball player or something. That's what all the rest of the boys put. He said, well, put that on the paper and take it back up to that dream-killing heifer. So he said, now take that paper and put it in your drawer. He said, every night before you go to bed, read your paper. He said, every morning when you get up and go to school, read your paper. I did it. If you turn on your television set, seven days a week, I'm on there somewhere. Because that is a principle of success that all successful people know. If it is written, so shall it be. That's the deal. If you don't have what you want in life, just check yourself. Is it written anywhere? Have you wrote it down? Have you claimed it? Have you laid it into faith? Have you willed it into existence? Has it become a law? Did you write it down? If it ain't written down, what you want? Now that teacher that gave me that assignment, just, she passed recently. She was an older woman. I loved her though. Every year, I sent her a flat screen TV. And what I learned was that success that all successful people know, we write it down. It's a vision board. You got to have vision boards, man. You ought to see what's on my laptop and my computer. Even I, with all God has blessed me with, I still have visions. A man without a dream or vision shall perish. You've all heard this. I just try to put it in a way where it's real talk. See, writing it down makes it doable. If you go through a school zone doing 35 miles per hour and the police stop you and a truck was blocking the sign that said 20 miles an hour, guess what? You still get the ticket. You know why? Because it's a written law. They put it into law. They wrote it down. The fact that you ain't read it, the fact that you didn't see the sign, tough. It's written. 20. You break the law, 20. You got to write it down. That's an important thing. See, here's a cold thing I learned. You got to fix your mindset. You change that. The moment you change your thought, your attitude determines your altitude. The moment you change your thought is the moment you change your existence. A flea is the smallest insect, one of the world's smallest insects. Do you know that a flea has a 36-inch vertical? That's pretty high. The average human being cannot jump 36 inches. 36 inches, that's right here. If you take that insect and you capture it and put it in a jar and put the lid on it, that insect still has a 36-inch vertical. You know what it does? It jumps 36 inches, but it hits its head and gets knocked back down. So he makes an adjustment. Since I'm getting knocked back down, I'm not going to jump my full potential. I'm just going to jump just enough so I don't get knocked back down. So, if you get another flea and capture it, the flea goes into the jar. The flea, again, another flea, has a 36-inch vertical. But because he's in the jar and he's seen what happens when he hits his head and he gets knocked back down, he duplicates what he sees the other flea doing. And he jumps just high enough where he don't hit his head. The sad thing about it is when these fleas have babies, these fleas are born with a 36-inch vertical. But because they live in the jar with their mama and their daddy, and they got a 36-inch vertical, but they see everybody else jumping just so high, they duplicate it. Becomes generational. It gets passed down. The parent ain't got enough sense to say, hey, I messed up my jump, but you though, you can still go 36. That's why we try to send our kids to college, even if we didn't finish college. We try to get them through school if we never went to school. Every person in here that's a parent wants your child to have a better life than the one you had. You got to. If you don't, there's something wrong with you. You want your grandkids, your children, have a better life than the one you had. What's the deal with the job? People duplicate what they see. You can't do that. Your brain is your lid. If you take the lid off, the potential in every one of us is expansive. It's unbelievable. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. You know what that means? Everything was once a thought. That's what that means. Let your imagination go. Open up your mind, trip a little bit, be something extras. The Wright brothers were sitting around one day and said, hey, I'm gonna fly like a bird. So people said, come here, man. Hey, what this dude just said? Tell him what you just said. I'm gonna fly like a bird. I flew in here today. Folks, if imagination is everything, why not use yours? The possibilities in your life are endless, man. In order to be successful, you have to jump. It's the hard part. You got to jump. It's like you stand on the edge of a cliff. In order to be successful, you got to jump. Everybody in here, you got to jump. If you don't jump, you can't be successful. Problem is, when you jump, you don't know if the parachute is going to open. So fear freezes you. The fear of failure, you've all heard all this stuff. I just have a different way of putting it. The fear of failure is the number one cause of failure. It freezes you. But let me explain something to you. If you don't jump, here's the one thing that's guaranteed. When you jump, you don't know if your parachute will open. But here's a fact. If you don't jump, it ain't opening for sure. It don't open at all. There's no chance of you enjoying the ride. But now here's the deal when you jump. Listen to this. I'm gonna tell you this. It ain't gonna open right away. You hear me? The parachute, I promise you that. When you jump, it's not opening right away. Oh, you're gonna get cut up because the parachute is not going to open right away. But see, and your parachute is success. Success. When you experience success, it opens the parachute, and now that fall is now a ride. It's an incredible ride. Your view is different. You see people on parachutes in the air all the time. You see them on TMZ. You cut on TV shows and watch people live their life. Stop watching people live a life you could be living. Jump. Jump. You got to jump. What you waiting on? It's safe right here, but it ain't about nothing right here. Living is different from existing. If you want to live, you got to jump, man. Just jump out there. God got you, but you got to jump. You got no life standing on this cliff, looking over, looking at everybody fly by, soar through the air like birds. You got to jump, man. That's the cold part. You got to jump. If you ain't never jumped, you don't even know if your chute work. And quit talking about people. Look at you jump, getting tore up on them rocks. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew he didn't jump out there far enough. I saw. Well, hell, jump out there far enough then. Show him how far to jump. You got to jump. You don't jump, you're going to sit there. Parachute on your back, safe. You good? You existing? I chose to jump. I jumped.